just the way they play. It's like every single group fight can turn the match. There is never a single time when they're completely dominant. It just swings both ways. It happened so many times during the group stage match. It's happening right now, and it makes for some of the best Hon action you can see.
A Pistol Skull picked up on Gauntlet, so a very powerful item there. Good for him and Pestilence, of course, being the melee heroes. I want to mention on Pestilence, who catches Witcher here, by the way. Great portal key right there, using the Shuriken immediately after. Torn Spree used on Witcher, though. Good job by Defiler, but now Defiler is hoping to do a lot of damage, of course. Pestilence is chasing it. Look at the damage coming out of Defiler. Pestilence down with Gauntlet. Down goes Defiler. In the meantime, back here, looks like Witcher is getting picked off, and Pharaoh, which will go down. Slither gets pitfalled right there. He will go down as well, but the Defiler Illusions just doing what they can. Not going to be much. Gladiator finally coming out with his ultimate, but he gets locked down right here. Pestilence, though, Forsaken Archer's distracted, actually, chasing somebody else. Now turning around onto this Gladiator. It's a 2v2 skirmish right here. Voodoo Jester going to get caught. The Impale Star comes out. Voodoo Jester goes down, and Gladiator realizes his time is done. He needs to get out of there before he goes down as well. Looks like he's going to make it, and Forsaken Archer and, Pestilence fall back. Gladiator also falling back as well. So a near genocide once again for the Hellborn team. The pick-off potential of Pestilence, so powerful. In fact, Gauntlet also has a portkey, as we saw in there. He's had that for a while, in fact, and just allows him to follow up Pestilence. You're talking about an insane amount of burst damage.
On the back of a aura of armor. It's just
amazing.
It spells death. And the only reason Gauntlet survives is because of his Assassin Shroud. He's bought a pure defensive item for him. As far as initiation goes, it gives him nothing. His initiation is range. It doesn't get even close. It's
something
not like
we haven't pointed out either. To the Swarm ability detects and Viz. It allows him to makes Assassin Shroud worthless for getting away purposes. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And it is the opposite build. If you are Gladiator, you want to be able to use that Assassin Shroud offensively for those extra crits. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
But he has had to use it defensively, as we've seen.
Yeah, you just do get to that point. It's like, what items do I need to actually go against the team? It's a big thing, especially when you play, like, if you've never seen a game type like Hon, like Dota, it's like these games, it's a beautiful game type, because every single time the heroes can be the same, but your build's going to be different. The way you play the heroes are completely different. Everything changes with every single game. It's not the same sort of build order you can ever find like StarCraft. It is changing. It is changing every single day.
It really is, and the game is adapting as always, and especially being here in Singapore, and we did see that from a lot of the Southeast Asian teams, especially. But yeah, so we saw that a lot from the Southeast Asian teams and their different strategies. But we're even seeing here again, Chu playing Defiler. That is something different, especially in the American scene. We don't see that all too often. But a Defiler doing a good job, of course. And throughout the skin, the Storm Spirit has been effective, but hasn't had much else since then. She has picked up a Plate Mail since then, actually, and also a Blessed Orb. So curious what she's going for. That those don't combine into anything themselves. So maybe she was going for the Plate Mail just to get that armor, because we've been talking about constantly. Going in. Look at that burst damage on Defiler. Drops her to half-life immediately. Here comes the Impale Sub from Pestilence as well. The Sharken Head activated. There goes the ultimate from Gladiator. Forsaken Archer caught out there. The swap though from Andromeda. Gonna save Gladiator now. Pharaoh getting turned around on Fuji Apples. Gets a kill, however, onto Gauntlet, but the chase is still on. Andromeda drops from behind. There's the Storm Spirit once again on Defiler. The ultimate doing a lot of damage. There goes the kill on Pestilence. What a turnaround fight right there from EG. Now catching Slither as well. He will go down. And the Defiler ultimate goes to right there. Genocide for EG. Unbelievable. We're having a back and forth game here. This is turning out to be a great game as expected. 29 to 25 hero code advantage device, but they are going to take a tower push right here in this middle lane.
That they will. They thought they might have a bit of a time with the Defiler ulti. It has come back in again. She gets completely healed up, but with the Genocide off, it's another 20 seconds before the first hero comes back up again, and that's Andromeda. Look, straight pitfall, take out that tier 2 tower, gain it. They've got the kills. They're still behind. They're still 4 kills behind. It's unbelievable that that's actually the case. Defiler trying to hit from range, actually gets the last one. Chu gets the prize of the extra 240 gold for the tier 2 tower there in the middle lane. But still, what a play. We're talking about it just before. EG, Ice, you never know who's going to win. Every group fight is different. You can initiate, but you also know it's like they split them up.
Yeah.
They split them up. We had Ice get themselves split up. They were moving themselves around the trees. Pestilence couldn't hit anyone. It was getting blocked out.
The biggest thing there, Pestilence was not able to follow up Gauntlet. He tried. He was a little bit too far behind. He could not blink on top of Defiler. Defiler ended up getting away and turning around that fight. If he was able to blink on top of Defiler, that fight no doubt would have gone in favor of Ice. It's just it's just many steps like that can make the change in a team fight. So it's unfortunate for Ice, but at the same time, EG, they will take that and they'll work with it. So they definitely deserve that team fight victory, and that's ultimately what makes Defiler, of course, that powerful hero. We have seen the Hellborn team wanting to focus her, but she gets a Storm Spirit off and she gets a follow-up, she will survive. So good play from them, and again, definitely a momentum booster for them. I mean, this game has just been an unbelievable game, just back and forth. Rift Shard's level 2, in fact, finished on Gladiator currently, so he's kind of working with that crit. I mean, at this point, he can be critting for 600, 700 damage if he gets that crit from the Assassin Shroud as well as the Flagellation. We're talking about a lot of damage, so he's going to start putting out a lot of damage himself, and on top of that, physical damage from Defy's ultimate as well. You're going to be taking a lot on this Hellborn team.
Yeah, that you definitely are. I'm loving at the moment. Pharaoh's using that Tormented Soul non-stop to keep eyes on Kongo. Kongo glitched out for a little bit. He kept on trying to run back into his own shrine for a bit, so I was slightly amused. But you're just noticing at the moment, every single time the Tormented Soul flies over the top here, there's like this massive, massive army of Toxic Wars just sitting at the top there. They were never going to go for it. Forsaken Archer jumping up on the top lane. She was farming up before, and it's like you just know they're not going to go for it. But even just that small little bait is sitting in the mind here, and it's pulling EG out of the lanes. No one's on bottom. No one's on top. Where are the heroes? Everyone is literally waiting for this initiate. They know that everything in this match is decided by the group fights, is decided by the initiation, and then decided by basically getting that first initial start, catching them out. And the biggest place you can catch someone out is when they're going for Kongo. Look, there goes the Tormented Soul once again, just flashing up on the edge there. You just know they're keeping tabs.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the thing is, like we've seen already 3 times this game, surprisingly, now it's 22 minutes in, we did 3 Conquer kills. The minus armor, they can literally kill it if they're all there. They can kill it in about probably 10 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised. So they need to make sure that they constantly check it like that Tormented Soul is doing from Pharaoh. And because if they don't, they miss one, then they're going to snipe it down. All of a sudden, you're dealing with another token of life and another set of bananas. So obviously, EG, they're very, very aware of that and trying to keep that in mind. At the same token, though, the Hellborn team. Again, they're looking for a pickoff situation on Defiler, like they've always been. And Chu knows that. Of course, he's a smart player, and they're all aware of that. So he has been playing a little bit back than maybe you would expect a Defiler, playing a little bit back. You in fact seen him pick up a new item there as a Nullstone. So that's, of course, very effective in itself as well. Definitely something that can be powerful. You, in fact, look at this Hellborn team, and honestly, you look at the Hellborn team, isn't a whole lot, but the Swarm, I really think the Swarm is what she's really trying to prevent. That minus 15 armor is just so much. So obviously the Swarm will be absorbed by the Nullstone, and also, of course, the Kama Stone and the Swap from Andromeda are the other abilities that will absorb it as well. So, it definitely makes sense. All 3 of those abilities very powerful against her. So, choosing the old Nullstone, also just a great mana and life regen style item, as well as a Blessed Aura providing those stats.
Yeah, actually, I'm loving this little bit of a conflict waiting to happen in the middle. You know something's up. All the heroes are out. Forsaken Archer is the only hero that's moving out from the middle lane. It's just like, everyone's just like moving around, and Forsaken Archer, I'll continue to farm. You've got the 1, 2, 3 heroes defending that middle. Those Toxic Wars just being pumped out massively from Slither. Just wants to stop everything. We did see Gauntlet come down a little bit and try and farm that one's up, but we think they're trying to bait that Defiler ulti for a push. We see Gauntlet, we see Gladiator, we see Defiler, Voodoo Jester, now Witchslayer. 4 heroes teaming up for this tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. There's got to be some sort of defense, and is it actually going to come from Ice? Are they going to let the tier 2 tower go? We've seen it so many times already, especially from Ice. We saw it in the semi-final. They're happy to let towers go if they can't get that perfect initiate. They don't want to be forced into an initiation just because they're attacking the tower. They've actually found one on the side here. Gladiator's caught out at the moment. Slither pops the ulti. Can they follow it through? Chariot runs over the top there. They might try and get Gauntlet. It didn't actually pop off right here, so they're still trying to fall back. But it's the rest of the battle going on down low. Defiler's ulti is still doing the damage, even though they've lost one. Peasant's coming back in. Wall of Mummies to try and pull everyone out. Gauntlet is the one doing the damage from the side. He actually goes down from the backside. Pharaoh goes down. In comes the Pitfall once again. Forsaken Archer still managing to live until I said that. Now manages to die next to the tower. Gauntlet and Andromeda try and fall back. Defiler ulti doing what it can. Minimal health. No health whatsoever. Pestilence, the only one left alive. He's stuck in the middle lane. 2 heroes trade for 4 and a tier 2 tower. Great engagement there by EG.
It's Defiler. It's all it comes down to. Defiler is just winning this game, no doubt, for the Legion team. Every single team fight. If she stays alive, if she's able to be confident like that, with their ultimate doing that much damage, this Hellborn team will not be able to win it. They tried their best, but again, they found themselves scattered. So there we saw them initiate on the Gladiator, and then the rest of the players, they kind of initiated onto the rest of the other players from EG, and they really got scattered. A good block with the Mummy Wall from Pharaoh, and in the end, Defiler she really didn't even take any damage, as you see from her life as well. Definitely. So very, very good fight right there for EG, and again, if they can keep Defiler up like that, they will win every single team fight. Because I talked about this earlier. I mean, the Shrunken Heads, again, very powerful tools for the CC, but you're still taking all of that Defiler ultimate damage, and that's something you have to be worried about.
They're scouting with their courier to watch them while they go for the Kongor. They know it's being done as well, and they've got to be careful if the portkey comes through at the wrong time. Jess is running around at the moment on very, very minimal, and they've got to be careful they don't get caught out because they can lose everything they've worked so hard to do. The courier is still flying around right over the tops of their heads. Even Toxic War's now being pumped out by Slither here. Is there going to be an engagement? Wishlay comes through. Defiler as well. Silence are gone off. We've already lost Dodo at the moment because Pestilence is ripping them up from the front. Gladiator goes down. They've lost one. They've lost two. So with Toxic Wars, it's pumped off everything, including the Defiler. Oldie's been battered out. Pestilence in the middle. Defiler so going to go down fast. Andromeda swap does come as well. But great initiation.
Is going to be killed by the Hellborn team once again. That's going to be the 4th Conquer kill for them. What? This game is just unbelievable. This really is one of the better games I've ever seen, honestly. And the fact that we're competing for $14,000 on the line here, $10,000 for first place. This is just game 1 here in a best out of 3 series. The Bananas picked up by Forsaken Archer, as we see, and of course the Token of Life on Pestilence, as we were talking about earlier. So all 4 Conquer kills have just so happened. That one was by far the closest, though, of course, but they deserve all the credit. They got them split up, and of course we see some friendly smack talk right there from good old Bryce. Talking. Ice has been known to do that, in fact, throughout this whole event, let alone at home as well. They like to have fun with it, get a little bit, in your ear and make you understand that you're getting owned in their mind. So well played from Ice right there, as they once again are in a very good spot. This Forsaken Archer, she's been kind of quiet, honestly. She hasn't been. It seems like she's been, kind of in the background doing her thing. But as I talked about earlier, she now has finished her Geometer's Bane. She's going to be working something like a Savage Mace next, more likely. And once she gets that, she's going to be able to dish out all of that damage. And as you talked about, those Geometer Banes illusion themselves as well, with all this minus armor, they're going to be doing a crap ton of damage as well. I mean, Andromeda and Voodoo Jester and Witchslayer, they'll more than likely die easily just to those illusions auto attacking them. So it's going to be a very big deal right there, and we'll see how that progresses.
Yeah, you've got to be careful. Of course, that tier 1 tower, I still cannot believe it's still up here for the Sentinel. That's like every single tier 1 tower is down on the map, bar this one on the top, and it's just being pushed by the standard mutated creep wave. I should actually say the possessed creep wave up there on the top from the Hellborn side. It's sitting at 149. It's not within deny range. It's 19 HP points off the deny range, which I'm surprised they didn't let the creep wave just hit it for a little bit and actually get the deny off it. But it is just one of those things. It's still standing 40 minutes into a game and a tier 1 goes off. It just shows you how much focus has been on these group fights around the Kongor pit, around the middle lane, pushing through the bottom. They've got to push to the tier 2s. They cannot stay up. These Legion tier 2s have to go down if Ice actually want to win. They can't stay up. They need to keep this map control. Those towers, you don't really realise how important they are. Even at this point, when you can jump yourself in there and really nail those towers, the amount of damage these guys do at the moment, that tower would not last long at all. But it still gives you that TP point. It still gives you that support. It still gives that damage out, and it stops the creep wave from pushing.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, Ice is in control of this game right now. As you were pretty much just stating, despite them not necessarily getting the tower push, their late game honestly is better. Between that minus armor and the heroes that they have with Defiler, with Pestilence and Forsaken Archer especially, they can deal a lot of damage. Legion team, they have a lot of power themselves. In fact, Pharaoh running right by Forsaken Archer right there, which in the meantime actually gets picked off by Gauntlet and Pestilence out of nowhere. That's unfortunate. Not sure what he was doing up there, but just like that, we have a force fight. And of course, the Hellborn team expecting to look to capitalize off of this. I mean, Witchslayer is a big hero. He has 2 powerful very CC abilities, and then of course his ultimate, great for just bursting somebody down and causing a lot of damage and making them panic. So without him, Legion team is in a little bit of a handicap here, and we will see if the Hellborn team does look to push off of it, but so far not showing anything yet. They're just kind of cleaning out the creep wave and not doing too much. So, but at least you see EG, kind of playing defensive themselves, of course, pushing back all the way to the tower and doing their own thing. Rift Shard's level 4, by the way. He's had that for a little bit now on Gladiator, so he's got that combination finished. Now the question is, what does he go for next? Demonic Breastplate, as you're talking about, for the Hellborn team. Honestly, the Legion team could use that as well for that armor, because obviously this minus armor from the Hellborn team.
Gladiator, top,
oh, no.
Oh, he's getting done. Aurora's on top of him too. His massive sun comes through. Nowhere to go. Great pitfall, actually, but it's not going to be enough to stop him. Pestilence and Aurora knew his farming up there.
What was he doing?
And Busker, just a lapse in concentration. It's a grand final. Got a big stage up here. We got us in their ears, just yelling at them as they're playing